welcome Jenni. Many of us know Jenni, and Jenni's got some fantastic thoughts on referral marketing. And I'd like you to think about, as well as think about lessons from Mark, but think then about lessons from Jenni as well, as to maybe how we can think about working together really well as referral partners. But I'm not going to steal too much of your thunder, Jenni. So if you'd like to share your screen.
Carry on, keep going.
Go ahead.
So no pressure on having to follow Mark. So thanks for that. Cool. Right. Excellent. So thank you very much, Kevin and Caroline, for allowing me to have this time to go through something which is quite passionate of mine. I'm I love all this stuff. So what I want to talk about in the next couple of minutes is just why working together helps us all go further and how we can enhance our business by referrals. So what I wanted to first talk about was pick up our Bismart saying, that the proverb that Kevin loves to remind us of when we get together, either through Scale Up Club or Smart Boards or our Select Member, is that if you want to go quick, then go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And for me, this represents what we are all here for as Select Members, and why we can all help to go further together by working together as Select Members. And what we want to do and how we can support and help each other in our businesses. So what I want to talk today about is referrals. So what is word of mouth? Well, word of mouth is simply what people are saying about your products or services. And a good word of mouth plan would have an effective message delivered through your key contacts to your target market. So I explain this to people as if we were running a 4x400 meter relay race. And if we were going around passing our word of mouth message, and it's a bit like those old Chinese whispers. So if Kevin was to tell us what Bismart was all about, and he wanted that word of mouth message to get passed, and it got passed to myself, then it got passed down to Stu, then it got passed down to Nigel, then it got passed down to Claire, I would expect Claire to be able to have that message as strong as how it was delivered from Kevin to me. So if you don't know how you want to be represented, if you don't know what that message is, and you don't think that that's very strong, then you need to be making sure that you work on that to make sure that that message is passed down. Now, I used to go networking, and I used to turn up at networking events, and people would say to me, "Oh, I know of you. I've heard of you. You talk about referrals. You're that person that talks about referrals." And I would be like, "Oh, okay, well, something's working somewhere," because my word of mouth message was getting passed that I wasn't even in the room and people were talking about me, hopefully in a good way. But they were actually, I was getting to events and people already knew who I was because other people were talking about me, and my word of mouth message was quite strong. So when we talk about working with your word of mouth, just a quick show of hands, has everybody seen the Simon Sinek TED video on people don't buy what you do or how you do it, they buy why you do it on the TED Talk? If you've not, we will send you out this link to this YouTube channel. It is probably one of the best 16 minutes that I have ever watched on a video in explaining the why, and from Simon Sinek. And that is that people are wanting to make heart-centered connections with you. So when they understand your why, when they understand why you do what you do in business, they become emotionally connected to that message and they want to try and help you. So they are looking to then support you because they are wanting to be able to spread that word of mouth message. So a lot of what we do and the work that I start with my clients on is helping them to understand what their why is, to helping them to understand that emotional connection so that they can start to figure out how to explain that word of mouth message. So a little bit about my why. My dad is my why, and my parents. I've had a very good childhood. I've got a dad who was a finance director. It's what brought us down from Scotland down to England. He was the RAC finance director. And my mum was a school teacher, and she taught us to read at a very early age. And I was privileged to be able to learn to read. I had a passion for reading, and I loved to share that information. And I loved to be able to share with my dad what I was learning. And when I was in school, I used to actually be put next to some of the other children who couldn't read as well, and actually taken out of some classes. And I used to do things over break time and lunch times and get put in with children who weren't as quite fortunate as to read. And And I love to be able to help to show them what to do and how to explain it and how to get that moving. And what I've realized now with Chrysalis is that I love being able to impart knowledge and information. I love being able to share my passion around referral marketing and sales and marketing strategies and business development strategies. And by being able to share that, business owners are able to transform and break out of their chrysalis and into the butterfly and transform themselves. And I've realized that going back to my childhood, that's what I love to do. That's why I love to share this information with people. So when we're looking at our network and we're looking at how we build strong relationships to find referrals, referral marketing's really easy. It's just not simple, because you have to do a little bit of work and you have to do a little bit of the groundwork. So if you think about all those dots on this graph are your contacts, they're your network of contacts. They're people that you know, they're people that you've met. They could be friends, family, suppliers, clients, people that you've met networking, people that you're doing business with, people that you're supplying, people who are supplying to you. There's a whole raft of them that we've got in our outer circles and our 8 sources of different types of referrals. And what we're looking to identify is who we can bring into our contact sphere. And our contact sphere are people who have a symbiotic relationship with us. We are looking for the same target market, but they complement rather than compete with us. So we are starting to look and see who can we bring into our inner circle. From our contact sphere relationship, we're then looking at people that we bring into our personal power team. And our personal power team are people from our contact sphere who we're starting to have conversations with, and we're starting to have communication with about how we can strategically start to work together to help find and source and refer each other. And then from that personal power team, we can pull into 3 or 4 different really strong referral partners where we want to start to create that proper strategic relationship where they know my business as well as I know their business. I could go out and sell their business as well as they could, and they are doing the same for me. And we are always looking for opportunities for each other and how we can support and how we can help each other. But a great referral marketing strategy can be built just within your personal power team, but it's even stronger if you can really narrow it down and build those strong referral partnerships. So if we were to look at that circle in a different way, in a 3D way, it's all about getting to know people better. And what better way do we have about getting to know people better than spending time with them, doing our one-to-ones, coming to our select member groups like this, and hearing from our members about what's going on and how we can help them and what it is that they actually do, and really starting to dig deep into those relationships and find out more about them. You know, we've got Nick Baxter on here from Baxter Williams, who, you know, is a rugby player and, you know, ex-rugby player, massive Worcester Warriors fan. I love my rugby. So I know that Nick and I can connect on the rugby conversations that we can have. And we see each other at Six Ways, or we used to see each other at Six Ways quite often. I wish we could get back to Six Ways. One day, Nick, we will get back to the rugby stadium to be able to cheer on those Worcester Warrior boys. But we are able to communicate as well on different levels and being able to create different conversations and different introductions. And when I would want to introduce Nick, if I was bringing somebody to the rugby, I could do that because we could introduce each other at that level as well. So it's all about going through our referral sources and partners to target those our target market and our prospects. So, you know, we've heard from Mark today on talking about how we can do our marketing strategies through social media, through our LinkedIn, which is great. And that is a fantastic strategy that we should all have in our arsenal as well. But that is with us as the sole person in charge of that strategy. So we are the doers of all of that other activity. When we're going through our referral source, we are going through them to reach a wider target market and going into them. Now, you will forgive me for saying this, and I hope I will have your permission to say it, but referral marketing is one of the times where threesomes are allowed in relationships, because there is always 3 people involved in the relationship when you're in referral marketing. You have you as the person, you have your referral source or partner who you have a relationship with, and you are then trying to make the relationship with your target market or your prospect. So you are trying to get to know them through your referral source or partner and be introduced to them. It's a bit like going dating. You're trying to find that ideal person through dating, and however we do it is great. By the way, still single, still looking for my partner. I'm still going to be looking at the referral partner for the man. So I will be able to give you my target market of my ideal partner. And I am open for conversations with people if you do want to have and introduce me to any other single men that are out there. But that's how it works. If you took it into its absolute minimum. But, you know, also I'm looking for some potential clients and would love to be able to have the opportunity to discuss with you how you might be able to introduce me to my target market. So what can we do together? Well, we have got a great resource here as our Select Member Club. You know, we are all here, we are all working together, we have all bought into the BizSmart method, and we all want to be able to support and help each other. So what can we do together as BizSmart Select members? Well, think about within our group and who's online today, who could you help? Who's out there that you actually could say, do you know what, we could work together quite nicely. We have that relationship where, you know, when I'm out there talking to one of my target market clients, it wouldn't be unusual for me to talk about your service. So for me, that would be people like Stu Avis, who does websites, Gary, Doug on the video side, you know, these types of people that I could have conversations when I'm speaking with my clients about what else it is that they want to do. So what could you do? Who could you set up things together? What marketing support do you have available that you could be sending to people? So, you know, as Select members, are we all connected on LinkedIn together? That's one of the easiest way that we could be connecting together. You know, do we all follow each other? If we've got Twitter accounts, do we all follow each other? Do we actually have a strategy about retweeting and sharing and commenting and being able to spread the word further about our Select members in here? And how can you make it part of your strategy? How could you be able to do bits and pieces on a day-to-day basis as part of your strategy, that you're not just working alone, you're working here as part of a team, and we can all work together to be able to foster and grow our businesses. So what actions could you commit to? And I've put a couple down here. So, you know, are you putting these Select member events in your diary to make sure that you're committed to being here, to actually get to know each other, that we can learn from each other? Are you attending the Scale Up clubs? Are you offering to facilitate at the Scale Up club or do a presentation? Are we all providing each other with content for newsletters, videos? The great way, you know, of being able to share content, that we can provide each other with content. During the beginning of lockdown, I decided that one of the best ways that I could help my network was to get on, and I launched my own little TV show called Self Cocoon TV. And I went out and reached out to my network of contacts and asked if they'd like to appear on a Self Cocoon TV episode. And Kevin came on to one of those episodes, and I turned the tables from Kevin on what he normally does for Scale Up podcasts, and I interviewed him, and we had a great conversation about what businesses need to do to scale up their business. So I've got that video, Kevin's got that video, and we can both send it to our network of contacts and share that content throughout all of our networks and our social media strategies. Are you being active in the LinkedIn Scale Up group? Are you commenting, asking for things, looking for things, sharing ideas, what you can be doing? Have you been on Scale Up Radio? If not, reach out to Kevin and Caroline and say you'd like to appear on an episode, and they'll get you on. And then it's another way of being able to raise your visibility in your profile. Have you invited someone to the next Scale Up Club on the 1st of December? Have you reached out and used the LinkedIn event to share that through your network of contacts to see what we could do to invite somebody in? Because that's a great way of cementing your relationship with your potential prospect, by inviting them to an event that could add value into their knowledge and their opportunities. And also the other one is about introducing someone for Scale Up Radio. Kevin's always looking for great opportunities for people to come on to Scale Up Radio. Could we be introducing someone to Scale Up Radio that again would enhance your relationship with them and enhance your relationship with BizSmart and with Kevin? So what are we looking to do? Well, we're looking to get the right levels of introduction. So the purpose is that we're wanting to get our referrals to be as high up the sales process as possible so that we have those better chances of conversion. So what do you need to do to get there? Well, it's about getting the right people around you. It's about looking and seeing who can you bring from your outsource of your networks into your contact spheres, into your power teams. And then it's about meeting them and training them and educating them on what it is you're trying to find. What type of target market makes a great referral and an introduction for you? And how do they refer you in? And then feed back to them whether it was a great referral or whether it was maybe not so a great referral, and what might be done to make that a better one in the future. So guys, it's time to start going deep and not just going wide with our networks, and starting to work together so that we can all go faster together and with more opportunity for all of us in the future.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Jenny. That's fantastic. Really appreciate that. So any questions for Jenny? I think what we're going to do, I'm conscious that we need to respect everybody's time and finish by 2:30. So we're not going to have the second breakout session, but what we'll do is just have a couple of questions now and just get the opportunity to pick Jenny's brains and see what else we can understand from Jenny. So anybody got some questions for Jenny or thoughts?
Hi Jenny. Yeah, sorry if I can ask a question.
Sorry, yeah.
I've sort of had offers to work with people before as a formal referral partner, but with a fee involved.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. I have two thoughts. So it depends on you. So it depends on what you want to get out of the relationship. I always find that the best relationships when we get into proper referral marketing strategies are ones that are built on mutual trust, and I am bringing as much to the relationship as you are bringing to the relationship, and that we've got those goals set about what we want to achieve together. When it becomes a transactional thing, it's very much weighted in one way, and it becomes very much a different relationship, and it's actually more of a sales opportunity rather than a referral relationship. We call it referrals, but it's actually a sales tactic hidden underneath somebody calling it a referral relationship. But it depends on you. You can set what you want to have as your referral relationship. If you say, actually, do you know what, I know in the fullness of time the business that I get from you is going to be equal to the business that you give to me, therefore I don't need any monetary transactions. Or you can say, well, actually, do you know what, I'm prepared to give you some money back for any referrals that you give me, because that's the strategy I want to go down. So it really does depend on who you're talking to and what it is you want to get out of that relationship.
Okay, thank you.
Can I fit that on?
You, yeah.
I've been facing that exact question, Sarah, and one of the things that I've made the decision to do, and there are a couple of guys in the room already, I'm creating what I call a champions network. So it's not a formal referral partner network in terms of there's no signed agreement and stuff, but it's almost like a gentleman's agreement in one way that I champion their business in a number of different ways, and they champion mine in whatever way is appropriate for them and their business. So it's kind of like referral partners in terms of we're both out there looking to refer people, etc. But it's more about championing each other's businesses in different ways, kind of whatever it is appropriate for that time, that place, that conversation. So it takes some of the pressure off whatever in terms of financials, and makes it much more of a kind of relational based referral partner network. So that might be something that you might want to kind of think your way around. So I hope that helps.
Brilliant.
Again, it depends on what you want to say as a thank you for the referral. I've got one good friend who every year would take his 4 best referral sources, the 4 best people that gave him referrals, to the Ivy for dinner once a year, and that was his pay. That was his thank you to them. Sending a nice gift, when someone's giving you a referral is kind of that type of relationship. But yeah, when you just end up saying, well, you give me business and I'll start paying you for them, that's a different relationship.
Yeah, I have avoided those up to now, I must admit, because it just didn't sit very comfortably with myself. So yeah.
All right, good. Any final comment before we move to start closing? Anyone got a question or a comment? Oh, yeah, Peter.
Just a quickie, that what you're actually talking about there, Sarah, is an introducer agreement. That's what that actually is. It's an introducer agreement, and both sides are earning some money out of it, and it is a financial transaction effectively, which is not a referral partner. Referral partner is a very different thing. It's because, as Jenny said, you appreciate each other. Actually, I think that's a good word. And appreciate what each side brings, and if there's some money that's changing hands, great. But that's not the absolute driver. An introducer relationship is all about formalized, etc., and it's all about the cash. That's all I'd say.
Brilliant. No, that's super. Thank you very much.